serving Guam for 80 years. Matson celebrating the 75th liberation with the people of Guam. Biba Guam. Cars Plus, reminding you to put your phone down while driving. Distractions won't get you there. Heads Up Guam. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And steaks, ribs, seafood, and our famous fresh garden bar, Ruby Tuesday. Good times you can taste.
Coming up on Prime Time, one step closer to Guam receiving war reparations. Plus, a town hall meeting was held addressing public safety in Jigo. And the governor signs off on a bond to pay for a new cell at the Ladzon landfill.
Hafide and good evening, Guam. I'm Julius Santos. Survivors of Guam's greatest generation are one big step closer to receiving reparations for atrocities suffered during World War II. A bill authorizing long-awaited war claims payments has passed the House of Representatives. Nestor Lecanto reports.
Congressman Michael St. Nicholas said he reserved his first ever floor speech for this bill that will finally pave the way for the payments.
It is the final component of a 75-year saga rooted in loyalty, faith, hope, and love in the midst of unimaginable suffering. The Guam World War II Loyalty Recognition Act was passed by Congress and signed into law at the end of 2016, recognizing the sacrifices the people of Guam endured at the hands of foreign occupiers during World War II.
The bill corrects a technical flaw in a law by former Delegate Madeline Bordallo and authorizes the Treasury Department to release money already set aside for more than 600 claimants.
H.R. 1365 does not create a new expense category for the federal budget. Instead, the money is deposited in the Guam War Claims Fund is funding that originates from Guam's Section 30 federal income tax transfer payments, essentially monies already due to the government of Guam.
St. Nicholas thanked war survivors in Guam like Irene Scambaluri and local leaders, including Speaker Tina Barnes and the Republican caucus, for their support of the bill.
Mr. Speaker, I humbly ask my colleagues for their support in passing H.R. 1365 so the greatest generation of Guam, who instilled in us this faith in American democracy, can finally receive the long-awaited closure they have been seeking since the end of World War II.
The measure must still pass the Senate and be signed into law by the President. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Brandon Acosta will have to wait a while longer to find out when his case will go to trial. As Adriana Cortero reports, his defense attorney has filed a motion to suppress certain evidence he claims was collected illegally.
It was just days after new charges of rape were filed against Brandon Acosta that his defense attorney filed a motion to suppress evidence in the case. Acosta was initially indicted for the murder of 15-year-old Tamika Nauta. In June of last year, the teenager was found dead inside her Dededo home. It wasn't until September, Acosta, who was already behind bars on burglary charges, that he confessed to her murder. In the new motion filed on July 19th, Attorney William Pohl alleges that when police executed a search warrant, they collected more than what was listed on the consent form. Specifically at issue is GPD's confiscation of 2 brown shorts and slippers. Attorney Pohl says Acosta did not consent to the confiscation of these cloths, but rather GPD went looking for them. Quote, "It is clear that consent was not given, and it goes beyond the search warrant of the Guam Police Department." Pohl argues consent was only provided in writing for 4 items, and none were for the brown shorts and slippers that were taken. Not only does he want the shorts and slippers withheld as evidence, but also any DNA that may have been retrieved from them. Although Acosta is scheduled to appear back in court on August 8th, Superior Court Judge Vern Perez says that could be moved up or delayed pending any new motions or when the AG's office files its response to this new motion. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Adriana Cotero.
A psych eval on Emmanuel Resalap in a separate robbery and assault case is pending and could determine whether another psych eval will be conducted in the Manilao machete attack case. Resalap and his brother Jordan Ratchulap were indicted and pleaded not guilty to the incident in Manilao. The 2 brothers were in court today. Another further proceeding hearing is scheduled for Monday with trial set for July 31st. The Chukis must take the lead. That's what a former governor of Chuk said at the Jigo Town Hall meeting on public safety last night. Chris Barnett has more on this story.
Another public safety town hall meeting held in Jigo last night. The meetings called after the controversial Manilao machete attacks that the governor had said was blown out of proportion by the media. FSM President David Ponello apologized for those attacks, and the governor, in her words from the Tamuning Town Hall, called for the meetings to address concerns with issues with our brothers and sisters from other islands. Now, 4 meetings later, blown out of proportion or not, many residents have expressed their frustrations with village safety. Last night, former Chuuk Governor Dr. Encito Walter called out the community.
The Chuukese population of Guam must take the lead. It is our responsibility to reach out and take care of our people. Yes, you're the governor, but the Chuukese community must take the lead.
FSM Consul General Teresa Philippin echoed Walter's sentiments.
We need to step up. We need to come together as a nation. Whatever we're doing outside of the FSM is reflecting on all of us FSM citizens that have moved abroad.
Jigo residents mostly spoke about finding activities to keep youth in the village occupied. Several residents shared concerns about youth vandalizing areas of Jigo, and resident Francis Torres said parents need to take responsibility.
If these kids commit a crime, then not only are the kids held accountable, their parents need to pay. So when we start hitting them in the pocketbook, maybe that would bring more justice.
Meanwhile, Police Chief Steve Ignacio addressed a KUAM News story in which Chuukese Community of Guam spokesperson John Pattis called for more diversity on the police force.
We currently have one officer in our recruit in our training right now, and he's born and raised here in Guam, but he's full Micronesian. He's Chuukese, and he's very proud, and we're very proud that he's joined us.
Chief Ignacio also talking about outreach efforts GPD conducts from a kickball tournament to partnerships with the Micronesian Resource Center. Ignacio also said the department will be adding 65 new officers in a short time frame, the chief saying 40 of those cops will be hired through an additional $3 million added to GPD's budget. For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.
From Judge Vern Perez's courtroom, defendant John Paul Johnson's attorney Samuel Tecker informed that the global plea deal agreement has reached 90% of completion. Johnson has 3 different attorneys and multiple open cases in Superior Court. Johnson was an inmate arrested in connection to the 2017 DEPCOR contraband scheme. Also previously reported, the defendant was sentenced to 6 years in federal detention for drug possession. Tecker said Johnson would do a concurrent sentence to his federal sentence. Once the agreement is finalized amongst the attorneys, then there will be a change of plea. The defendant is scheduled to return in court on August 8th and at 9 a.m. Well, drug defendant Dexter Wilton Long's court-appointed attorney Joseph Razano filed a motion for withdrawal. Razano withdrew due to conflict. This is the second attorney to withdraw from his case this month. Long was indicted on federal drug charges connected to the attempted possession of about 1,000 gross grams of suspected meth. He has attempted to file a guilty plea, but the court entered a not guilty plea for him. The status hearing was scheduled for July 29th at 9:30 a.m. in the courtroom of Federal Magistrate Judge Joaquin Menebusen. In other news, a 19-year-old is accused of punching a woman in the face and head area and then hitting her with a bat. Clarence Dunes faces multiple charges of aggravated assault and assault. He also allegedly hit another person with the bat who tried to stop the altercation. The incident occurred just before 11 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday. She told police she was reading the Bible in her mother's bedroom when she suddenly couldn't control herself. Court documents allege Rosalyn Jan de los Reyes then put the Bible down, climbed out the window, walked toward Route 3, and began throwing rocks at cars that were driving by. The 27-year-old told police, quote, "I know I'm not supposed to damage other people's belongings," end quote. De los Reyes was charged with criminal mischief. A legal team has been hired to represent Guam in litigation over the contamination of local water wells by harmful chemicals known as PFAS. The Attorney General announced that the team of at least 7 law firms will take on the case on a contingency fee basis, meaning they will be paid out of the proceeds if they win the case. The AG says the team has extensive experience representing several state governments in litigation against the manufacturers of the harmful chemicals. Well, the governor has signed off on a new $30 million bond to pay for the construction of a new cell at the Lazon landfill. In a signing ceremony today at Adelup, Governor Leon Guerrero said the strong investor interest helped drop the rate to an attractive 3.25%. She said it's also a sign of GovGuam's financial health and confidence in her administration's fiscal policy. But the governor also reiterated her position that the economy still can't afford to roll back last year's business privilege tax increase.
We can't do that without the 5% GRT. We cannot. I know that. Because if we roll it back to 4%, we will be short by $58 million, and the investors will see that and they'll start questioning about.
The administration says the hike was needed to offset the Trump's tax reforms. Meanwhile, the bond money should be available as early as Friday. GSWA General Manager Larry Gast says they hope to have the work completed within the next 2 years.
The contract is still in negotiations with the receiver and the winning bidder. We have enough time. We should be able to get everything completed, and we will have the new cell constructed before we run out of space in the old cell.
GSWA also says it's committed to making payments on the bond without raising customer fees. We'll stick around for more news here on Primetime. You're watching KUAM.
There are more ways to experience Guam via KUAM News, giving you what you want, when you want, and how you want it. From smart devices, Alexa, what's in the news?
Here's your flash briefing.
Over the web, on mobile, on streaming platforms, with immersive, interactive formats, and via social media where it's more than just content, it's conversation. More ways to keep you informed and entertained whenever you want it, wherever you are, on whatever device you're using.
The next generation Galaxy has arrived. See it and believe it. The Infinity O displays the most innovative Galaxy screen yet. Capture the wider world. Take stunning photos with a 123-degree field of vision. Use your phone to charge other wireless charging devices. Don't just stand out, stand apart.
Yo, Jay, you sure you want to be washing your car right now, man?
Not now, Kev. I'm watching Betsy, and she has to be spotless, bro.
Clouds are coming in fast.
It looks fine to me.
Look again.
It looks fine, Kevin. It looks fine.
You know what makes more sense than Guam's weather? Using your Bank of Guam credit card at any Shell station to save 6% on gas purchases. Call, click, or visit for more details. Make more sense. Bank of Guam, the People's Bank. Member FDIC.
The summer of Jeep, Compass, Cherokee, Wrangler, Cars Plus in Mighty. Your new adventure starts now. Buy the 2019 Motor Trend SUV of the year and get a new Jeep Wrangler Sport for $268 per paycheck. Or get a new Jeep Compass Sport, only $167 per paycheck. Let them hear you coming in the new 2019 Jeep Cherokee. Buy for $205 per paycheck. And get financing as low as 1.99% on all Jeep models. Come see why you'll be kicking it at Cars Plus in Mighty. Driven by you.
Half the day, I'm in the club.
Half a day, welcome to Two Lovers Point.
Half a day, I'm in the club.
Welcome back. As Chamorros expressed support for Native Hawaiians protesting at Mauna Kea, more developments on Hawaii in the decades-long battle. As Tomas Maglonia reports, public support is mounting with a visit from the Hawaii governor and, quote-unquote, The Rock.
Protectors and elders continue the standoff at Mauna Kea on the Big Island of Hawaii, blocking heavy machinery from reaching the top and halting construction of the contested 30-meter telescope. Hawaii Governor Egan Dwayne The Rock Johnson's recent visit to Mauna Kea has garnered more attention 10 days since occupation.
When you come here to Mauna Kea, you realize that it's bigger than a telescope. It's humanity. It's a culture. It is people, our Polynesian people, are willing to die here to protect this land.
It is The Rock's first visit since demonstrations began. He faced criticism for his relative silence on the matter. For his part, the governor has called for dialogue, even after swiftly ordering an emergency proclamation. Meanwhile, more international support is pouring in, from Berkeley, California to New Zealand. Chamorros on Hawaii and on Island have locked arms with Kanaka Maoli in a show of support. Various high-profile presidential candidates such as Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren have expressed support for demonstrators. Protectors say it's not a matter of tradition versus science, rather it's business versus science, as the project is estimated to cost $1.4 billion. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Tomas Manglotnia.
North Korea test fires 2 missiles landing 270 miles towards the East Sea of Japan. This comes after stalled nuclear talks and since President Trump's historic cross over the demilitarized zone. Their last reported test firing was on May 9th, with similar missiles purported to be capable to carry nuclear warheads. Also, newly photos were released by state media of North Korean leader Kim Jong-un inspecting a new submarine that could launch more nuclear weapons. Guam Homeland Security and Civil Defense PIO Jenna Blas says that there is no immediate threat to Guam or the Marianas. Homeland Security Advisor Tim Uggan added that they, quote, will continue to monitor events surrounding North Korea, end quote. The Peace Officer Standards and Training Commission convened this morning at the Guam Community Discussion. At the center of discussion, qualifications for certifications under post. Law enforcement and agency heads discuss pending certifications. Officials thoroughly discuss academic qualifications that accompany tactical requirements. In particular, they discuss issues surrounding trainees who struggle with the passing math and English courses. They made clear that college accreditation standards are separate from agency standards. Officials say their goal is to streamline the process within the parameters of the law. They also covered certification accepted by outside agencies like the military and probation and parole. Their next scheduled meeting is on August 29th. Well, there's a new FBI special agent in charge of the Honolulu field office, which includes Guam. Eli Miranda is an Army veteran and for the past 3 years has been serving as the high-value detainee interrogation group detector at the FBI headquarters. The group is a cooperative effort between the FBI, CIA, and the Defense Department. It works to collect intelligence through lawful interrogations. He has been with the FBI for almost 20 years. Well, it was back in May when KUAM reported that 2 little girls who got on the wrong bus were told to get out and walk home by the bus driver. Immediately after the incident, DPW officials informed KUAM a thorough investigation was being launched.
It's still being investigated and it's still going through the legal counsel, our legal counsel and the representatives council. So the final adverse action would be coming out within the 90-day grace period.
This means a conclusion must be made at the end of August. Another question being asked is whether or not the bus driver in question is still employed with DPW.
The bus driver is still employed and pending the outcome of the investigation. Whatever status she's on with driving, it will stay status quo until we get the outcome.
Garcia says the bus driver is currently assigned to the office and doing administrative work. Guahan Sustainability Culture hosts a presentation on Olomana Gardens air lift pumping systems this Saturday from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. at the Farmers Cooperative Association of Guam. It will be presented by guest speakers from Rhoda Augustine Maratita and Michael Ogo from the Northern Marianas College, who worked at the Olomana Gardens in Hawaii. Founder of DC Aquatics, David Crisostomo.
You can use just an air pump and you can lift water. Their system lifts water up to 30 feet. And so you can use it to move water around a farm, a garden, or an aquaculture facility and not have to expend so much power on water pumps.
The public event only costs $25 and aims to improve the economics and safety of aquaponics systems. With regional headlines, here's KSPN2 News.
Hafa-day Guam, here are the headlines for CNMI. The binder containing all of IPI's tax information is in the hands of the Commonwealth Casino Commission, including the redacted parts that are blackened out.
So the 2015 to 2018 financial statements, there's probably about 5% of the information in there that's blacked out. And the way that we made a determination of what should be blacked out was in consultation with Mr. David Berger, who was certified as an expert a financial expert, accounting expert. So we requested his assistance, went through each and every single page and said, we asked, is this confidential? If it's not, then we left it alone, and if it was, then we redacted it. And then we provided a justification to the Superior Court saying we're requesting that these information be redacted until such time as the court determines whether they are in fact confidential or not.
A temporary restraining order was granted by Associate Judge Kenneth Govindo on the release of Imperial Pacific International's tax information. But the TRO is now in the federal court.
We were served with a notice of removal. Basically, they said that because we filed in our petitions, we alleged violations of the constitutional provisions, that it should be removed to federal court.
The TRO is still in effect until midnight tomorrow, as declared by Judge Govindo. And although the cat is out of the bag, IPI is still concerned about the confidentiality of their information that was redacted.
What we're looking at now is what we need to do beyond tomorrow midnight when the TRO is no longer in effect. So we're doing the necessary research, and we'll do whatever is necessary, I guess, in federal court to make sure that either the TRO that was issued in Superior Court is extended or whatever equitable relief the federal court deems should be granted.
But IPI's attorney, Viola Alapuzzo, says taking it to federal court feels as though they are starting from scratch in resolving the issue. She says IPI will be asking the federal court for another extension on the TRO until a decision is made by a judge. But if the extension on the TRO is not granted, all of the redacted tax information will be available to the public. For more news, visit SaipanTV.com. For KSPN2 News, I'm Ashley McDowell.
Sports is up next. Make sure to keep it here.
Agent Alpha.
What's that? An Alpha Insurance customer needs a claim settled immediately? I'm on it.
Agent Alpha.
In the event of an accident, theft, or breakdown, each of our Alpha Insure agents are trained to go above and beyond.
This is my stop. There she is. Target acquired.
Agent Alpha.
Yes!
Matson is in this community. We've been in this community for decades. We're gonna be in this community for decades to come. Things will get busy, things will get quiet, but we're gonna be here. We're your hometown carrier. And that matters to us.
Reliability is the core of our business. We take pride in ensuring that we arrive in Guam on time as scheduled.
It's our local employees who understand the market, who understand the business, and provide that hard work for you each and every day.
When we hold ourselves to high standards, our customers also hold us to high standards. We establish good business relationships that turn into friendships. That's why it's so important to be here and be trusted by your customers. We want you to trust Matson like your friend, like your family.
Now there's a technology that's lighting the way to a new mortgage for people all across Guam. Introducing Simplify Mortgage by Bank of Hawaii, Hawaii's leading lender. Simplify Mortgage by Bank of Hawaii lets you apply for a home loan anytime from any device, making the mortgage and refi process faster and easier. Or work hand in hand with one of our residential loan experts. So put the power of choice and control in your hands. Simplify Mortgage by Bank of Hawaii. Welcome to tomorrow.
Are you a local business owner or work in the tourism industry? Are you looking for ways to leverage the right digital platforms to reach potential customers? If so, you can't miss the Guam Travel Talks Digital Global Summit on August 14th at the Dusitani Guam Resort. Learn secrets and best practices from industry experts and social media influencers on how to market your business on a global scale. Visit GuamTravelTalks.com today to register. Brought to you by GVB, making Guam a better place to live, work, and visit. This is a PATA endorsed event.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. Tonight on the show, we catch up with judo athlete Joshter Andrew, who won a gold medal at this year's Pacific Games for judo. Check it out. Joshter lives and trains in Japan. He's been training in the sport for the last 6 years and is a black belt. Andrew has lived in Japan for the last 2 years and started attending a university in Japan after receiving an Olympic Solidarity Scholarship.
I prepared for Pacific Games for like good 5 months into it, just grinding and pushing it with the mindset that I won a medal. So it's good. Just being out here, it's very competitive. There's a lot of competition going on, so I was ready for it and been pushing and grinding for it.
Andrew defeated Tahiti's Toanui Lucas in the gold medal match of the senior men's U81 kg division. Joshter says the fighters from Tahiti trained with competitors out of France. He says the match was tough, but the training paid off in the end.
His grips and everything were very tough, and went in there, just had fun. I was very calm. I think because of all the competitions I've been doing. So I went in there and I showed up, taught him with a good ippon.
Andrew has competed and represented Guam in the world circuit in Europe. He has fought in Hungary, Baku, Abu Dhabi, Korea, Hong Kong, and Japan. He brought home a gold medal in the juniors division in Tonga at the 2018 Oceania Games and a bronze for the seniors division. He also took a silver medal for the juniors division in Australia, along with a bronze in the seniors division.
On that podium, felt really good. I guess that was my first gold medal for seniors, and I didn't really know how to put in words. Just very happy. I guess everything, all the hard work, all the sacrifice I've done really paid off. Everything in my head was just like, just can't wait for the coaches and family back home to hear about it, I guess. And I didn't know. After winning that match, one of the guys told me that I was the first from Guam to medal gold. I was just like, even that, and it freaked me out.
Registration for deadlifts and dames 2 is ongoing at Steel Athletics in Tamuning and Health City in Dedido. Registration for women is $25. For the men's competition, registration is $20 per competitor. The men will be lifting their body weight for max reps within a 2-minute time limit. Doors open at 12 in the afternoon on Saturday. Lifting starts at 1 and will run to about 4 in the afternoon. There will be several vendor booths on site. Food by Chesa Guam going to be sold outside. Hafaloha will be sold inside. Entrance fee is by donation. 100% of the proceeds collected at the door will go to Guam Coalition. Part of the registration fee for men's will go towards Warriors of Guam.
MTO, professional janitorial services with a warm hospitality touch. MTO gives that gift year-round. Pressure wash roofs, pressure wash driveways, lawn service, home cleaning, carpet restoration, office cleaning, commercial window cleaning, floor care. When cleaning is in order, MTO has you covered. Call 647-6861 to inquire on how you can receive the maintenance you deserve.
MTO, celebrating 30 years with you, Guam.
The phone you want now on the best network and a plan that gives you endless data on chat, social, and music apps. Tell your Docomo Pacific rep you want now with access. Docomo Pacific, better together. Some conditions apply. Check out Triple J's spectacular deals going on now during the hot summer savings event. 0 down and no payments for 90 days. Get into a Mazda CX-5 at its lowest price of $19,995 or $152 per paycheck. The big boy truck, the Ford F-150, starting at $282 per paycheck, or the Honda Civic starting at only $176 per paycheck. Triple J says yes. Purchase your next vehicle online at triplejguam.com today. Triple J, customers first.
Turn up summer with Minute Maid slushies, only at McDonald's. Enjoy 3 refreshingly chill flavors, new sweet peach, blue raspberry, and fruit punch, while summer lasts.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
All right, everybody, let's all say happy birthday to Sean Blas, who blows out the candles today. Also having a birthday is Melva Welban from Adam Baker and the family. Come your birthday wishes. Also, happy birthday to Micah J. Diego from Sissy, Mommy, Daddy, and the entire family. Happy birthday to Mommy, also known to the rest of us as Candice Meno. Lots of love comes from Esgayan. Happy birthday to you. Also, happy belated birthday wishes to Rosemary Duenas Carmen. Happy birthday blessings, Grandma. Wishing you many more birthdays to come. Love you always, your birthday partner and granddaughter, KK. Hope everybody out there, regardless of your age and regardless of where you are in the world, had a wonderful, wonderful birthday.
Now remember, you can be a part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online on KUAM.com. Now please make sure to include with your photo your name and birth date. And that's going to do it for us here at the news. Stay tuned. Jason is next with Extra.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E. Explore your world.